Hello everyone and welcome into the Pick a Pile reading. So for today's choices, we have this pile A, and this here's what this deck looks like. Here's Queen of Cups in reverse, Queen of Swords, and Justice card. So that's what that deck looks like. And then it's the spray paint Oracle deck. So that is option A. And then for option B, we have, this is the like hologram, spirit, and ghouls type of deck. So here's what these cards look like. And then we're using the Soul Journey Affirmation Oracle card as the Oracle card that goes with it. And then for pile C, we have the Alice in Wonderland decks. There's the crystal we have on there. So we have Alice in Wonderland. And the Gaia Oracle deck is what goes along with that one for today. So remember, with these pick a pile readings, the idea here is that you pick which pile resonates the most with you, or which one catches your eye, which one calls out to you, and then you skip ahead and you listen to just that reading. So it's not a matter of, oh, I'm going to listen to all three readings and then pick whichever one I like. So based on what you've seen here, which one is the one that calls out the most to you? And here, I'll kind of pop this up a little bit because of the reflection or the light. It's harder to see. But go ahead and take your pick as to which deck, and we're going to take a look at jobs and careers, love and relationship, life path and mission, and then pull a couple oracle cards. So go ahead and we will start with set A, and then we'll move on through the other two. All right. So starting here with pile A. Let's move those out of the way. All right, let's see what all messages want to come through for you. Let's see energetically what we have going on. So for job and career first, that's where we'll start. We have the Nine of Cups in reverse. We have the High Priestess, and then we have the Strength card. So this is in the recent past, current energy, and incoming energy. So in the recent past, from a jobs perspective, there's been some disappointment, and you've been left feeling kind of unfulfilled in your job in the past. And you're now actually sitting in this High Priestess energy, which is about that inner wisdom and divine feminine energy, kind of connecting to your inner consciousness. So you've been able to kind of overcome what's been going on from a work perspective by trying to see the higher purpose of what this job means, what it represents to you. And the next level of energy coming in is the Strength card. So with that, let's see what exactly that means, and see whether this is a matter of, are you being pushed to leave your job and that's why you need strength? Are you staying in your job and that's why strength is the next level of energy that's coming in? So let's get a little bit more information with the current job situation. What additional information can we get here from Divine? So you have your Ten of Pentacles, and then you have your King of Pentacles in reverse. So there's a little bit of like greed and kind of like misuse of power, but you're also getting a lot of stability and affluence from it. So it's almost like you've been disappointed, and then it pushed you into this greedy energy, and then you started getting really successful and getting a lot of good positive feedback. But now it's making you kind of reconsider, like, okay, I was getting a lot of that affluence. I was getting a lot of that praise and stability and all of those blessings. Your Ten of Pentacles, that's going to be whether it's money, time, energy, recognition. It's very physical world success, but it's saying, okay, at what cost? And so this High Priestess energy, this inner wisdom and higher consciousness, it's kind of like, did I sell my soul to the devil to be able to get this? So it's that sort of a feel. So from a I guess from a decision-making standpoint, it's a matter of, did you feel like that's what happened? Because if that's the case, it's going to take some strength to resolve that situation, to change that feeling there. So let's take a look at an oracle card about job and job and career, and see what what message is coming through for you on that. It says that tower is protecting you. So it looks like there may be something shifting because of the fact that that you were having to do things like exploiting other people or misusing your power to be able to get to that high place, that recognition. And so it looks like there's a tower moment coming in because of the fact that you've had this epiphany. And so remember, tower moments, it's not necessarily the only being triggered by the universe. You can create your own tower moment of saying, you know what, things have got to change. And that does take strength that comes in afterwards, but it looks like you're the one that triggers the tower, so you have the strength to be able to kind of push your way through that. So that is what is happening job and career-wise. Let's take a look at love and relationships. For pile A, we have the moon in reverse in the recent past, currently sitting in Page of Wands energy with the star in reverse as the next level of energy. So in the recent past, you have the moon in reverse, which is about having a lot of confusion and like self-delusions and maybe some repressed emotions going on. And that's what you've had going in the recent past. Incoming energy, though, is a sense of like excitement. But with the next level of energy coming in as the star in reverse, that's about kind of being uninspired and like lacking faith. So you don't have that hope and that optimism. So it's almost like it created this false sense of optimism, because you had some confusion or self-delusion about what was happening within your relationship. So it's almost like you created this false sense of happiness and excitement. And then what happens after that is that, you're not feeling as encouraged about the relationship because you feel like maybe you were on shaky ground in terms of your assessment of the relationship. So let's pull another card and see what else wants to come in from the relationship standpoint. You have the Nine of Wands in reverse. So this is about a little bit of the sense of maybe some stubbornness and a little bit of a stalemate, like you don't know, you're lacking faith about where is this going, but it's almost like you're unwilling to let go of some of these beliefs that got you into this false sense of excitement or enthusiasm. So let's see what messages or advice comes through on the oracle cards. Say no to people and things that stress you out. So in this situation, it looks like with the relationship, you were saying yes to too many things within the relationship, and you were kind of kidding yourself that you were okay with it when really you weren't. And so that's what's creating the disconnect, is that you were falling too much into those people-pleasing tendencies, and you needed to say no to some things. So that's going to be where there's a little bit of this stubbornness, like, but if I say no, it could cause a problem in the relationship. What if it disrupts the relationship? What if it makes the relationship end? So that's that stubborn energy that's coming in, is balancing your desire to be in this relationship with being true to yourself. So Aries in North Node is all about standing in your own power and being true to yourself. So that's what the push from the universe right now is. It went into North Node, moved into Aries last July. It will stay there until January of this upcoming year. So you have a little bit more time. You need to stand in your truth. All right, life path and mission. In the recent past, we have Temperance, currently sitting in Nine of Swords energy, with the next likely outcome being Page of Cups in reverse. So the Temperance, as you've been trying to figure out what is your life path, what is your mission, you have had a lot of that sense of balanced patient energy, like trying to figure out what you should be doing and looking for harmony, looking to kind of see all sides of it. And that's left you in this kind of like stressed out, anxious state, I think, because you're trying to see too many people's opinions on it. Like here, I'll screw that up so you can see that better. So with temperance, and that, that's all about being patient and moderation and kind of tempering your actions, seeing opposing opinions. And it's like you did so much of that it's causing you stress and anxiety because you're not making any progress. It's like if you poll 200 people, like, what should I do about this? You're seeing too many different opinions. Like, you need to pick one or two sources and kind of stick with those trusted ones. The next level of energy here is there's this level of insecurity and disappointment. Like, you don't know which option to take because, frankly, there's too many. And so you're kind of insecure about making any choices because you don't want to make the wrong choice. And this feels like there's some people-pleasing tendencies, like in the relationship line. So let's see if there's any other message that wants to come through life path and mission. Queen of Pentacles. So that is that comfort and kind of nurturing type of energy. So the universe is trying to help you get to that comfortable state where you feel supported, you feel like you're living your best life, but that has to be coming from you, not coming from, I asked 18 other people what they thought, and, 15 of them thought this. It needs to sit well with you. It needs to resonate with you. So that's the message there, is more meditation, more reflection, more connecting with your soul and your spirit guides, and to figure out what it is that you should be moving towards. So the card that jumped as I was doing that, ending this will bring you peace. Ending this sense of, I need to ask for 87 opinions. You're stronger than you realize. You have the ability to make this decision for yourself, because you're the one that has to live your life every day. So you need to go within and trust that that's going to lead you in the right direction. So, all right, that was pile A. Let's clear this up. And now for pile B. So here is our pile B. And we're going to take a look at job and career, love and relationship, life path, and mission. So job and career. What message wants to come out for pile B? All right. In the recent past, we have the Queen of Pentacles. In the current energy, we have Two of Pentacles in reverse, and the future energy coming in is the World. So in the recent past, you've had this kind of comfortable, luxurious type of feel within your job, like you're feeling comfortable, you're feeling stable, you're feeling nurtured and protected. But then with this Two of Pentacles in reverse, there has been a sense of like too many balls in the air. So, you feel that sense of comfort, but it's almost like you feel comfortable because you feel busy, like I'm too important in my role for them to fire me. So, and that's kind of one of those spots within companies, is make yourself unfireable to the company. So it's almost like you've had your hand in so many different pots that you are unfireable because there's literally nobody else that can do all of the things that you do. So the next level of energy coming in is the World. So I will say, though, that you do need to work on trying to balance some of that, because you don't want to get burned out by having too many balls in the air. But the World is that, completion and triumph and recognition, almost like, okay, you're getting to the top of your game. So one of the things that could happen for some of you, though, because the World is the very last card in the major arcana, so it could be that, hey, you won the game, you did it, high five, won the World Series, and now you're done with that stage of your life. So that could be something, or you just kind of hit that place where it's like, okay, good, all this hard work finally paid off. But yeah, the cautionary thing here is make sure that you're not spreading yourself too thin by having too many balls in the air. So let's see, job-wise, happiness. I'm aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. So make sure that what you're doing is making you happy and that it's not making you crazy by having too many balls in the air. But for some people, that's what they want, especially depending on what's going on relationship-wise with you. Maybe you don't want to be in a relationship. You really want to put all of it into the job, which is fine if that's where you are at that stage in your life. All right, let's take a look at love and relationships. In the recent past, we have the Two of Wands, currently sitting in the High Priestess in reverse, with the next level of energy being the Six of Pentacles. So in the recent past, relationship-wise, there's been some decision-making and some personal power. A lot of times that card has to do with traveling. And so that's been in the recent past. Currently, because you're currently sitting in this High Priestess in reverse energy, that's a little bit of like uncertainty and secrets and, kind of some conceit. So it's almost, because of the fact that we had this up here where there was the Two of Pentacles in reverse, like too many balls in the air type of thing. And I made that comment about being like so busy that your work is your priority. It's almost reading like, you've recently been doing a lot of traveling and making good strides for you personally. Like you're the one making the decision to step into that, to lean into that's what you want to do. But by doing that, it's giving you some sense of uncertainty. Like, okay, well, if I'm gone all the time and I'm neglecting my relationship, is it because I'm really not that interested in it? Maybe my partner's losing interest in me. So it's kind of creating this sense of there maybe being secrets going on because you're not as present, because you've been focusing so much on the work perspective. So the next level of energy coming in is a very giving energy within the relationship. So almost like maybe realizing that, wait a second, I do want to put more energy into this relationship. Let's pull a couple more cards and see what else we have relationship wise. So we do have the Knight of Swords in reverse and then the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So this is about having some domestic instability, maybe some debt as well. And then with our Knight of Swords in reverse, that's like there's been missed opportunities and you feel like you're lacking direction. So it's almost like, you're realizing there were secrets and you were trying to give and be generous and trying to put more effort into the relationship. But at the same time, you also have this energy of like, not everything's all quiet on the home front. Like there's trouble in paradise, so to speak. And then just feeling like, oh, I missed the opportunity to address this when it was maybe going to be a little bit easier to address. But almost like you let the situation go a little longer than you wanted it to before you addressed it. Self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So with the self-esteem, any of these cards, there's like the line here, and then this is like the mantra about what to do or what to say if it seems like it's a problem. And in this case, it's not reading that this is a problem with self-esteem. It's reading more so that you are valuing your self-esteem and you are getting your self-esteem more from here than you were from the relationship line, and that was having a negative impact on the relationship. Let's take a look at life path and mission, and then we can kind of maybe weave it all together a little bit more as well. All right, so in the recent past, we have our Queen of Swords in reverse. Current energy is Five of Swords in reverse, with the next level of energy being 10 of Swords in reverse. So lots of sword energy, which is kind of like your thoughts. And so as it pertains to your life path and mission, it's almost like you've been thinking a lot about that. Like, what is my mission? What is my legacy? What am I doing here? And, you've been in a little bit of kind of this cynical, like bitter type of energy lately. And then it currently has you in this energy of trying to find some sort of compromise or resolution to, why am I feeling so bitter about this? Like, why is this turning into such a to-do for me? And then the next level of energy coming in is a sense of like turning the corner and learning some lessons. So almost like, okay, I've been having all this success. Why do I still feel like I have no direction? Why do I feel like I have no purpose? And kind of that cynical energy of, oh, what difference does it make? I'm successful up here. Maybe that's all there is to life. But then it kind of puts you in more of this, wait a second, there's got to be a way to reconcile these. There's got to be a way to balance it. And it looks like you are turning a corner on being able to balance that. Let's take a look at a timing card and see what the timing looks like for being able to balance that energy out. Winter. So a little bit of time still to be able to get that energy balanced out. And let's see what soul journey card we have here. Balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. So this, and by winter time, it looks like you're going to be finding that balance. So if you watch the channel, like when I do the daily videos, you'll know that when I'm reading the cards where the colors like all go together, those are the ones where the messages are interwoven. So sometimes there's multiple messages coming through in the same reading. When the colors all flow together in the same color palette, their messages go together. So it looks like wintertime is kind of when you find that balance, and it gives you that sense of, okay, this is what I need to be doing. So when we pull it all together, it's almost like there's been so much energy and attention given to the job that's strained things within your relationship, and then it's leaving you feeling like, well, wait a second, am I missing the point of all this? Like, why, if I'm so successful up here, why is this struggling? What is my purpose? Do I have this all wrong? So it looks like that's some of the big part, but the major push is how to find that balance, how to find that happiness. So that is something for you to meditate on and think about as our time unfolds. And there's a lot of big things coming up. So there's the lunar eclipse on March 25th. There's the big solar eclipse on April 8th. So there's a lot of strong energy coming in and a lot of potential to manifest the future that you want. So make sure over the next few weeks to spend some time thinking about what is it that's important to you? How do you find that balance? And then work on trying to manifest that during these big changes that are coming up here. So that is the message for pile B. Now we have pile C. I'll put that one out of the way. So pile C, and we will take a look at job and career, love and relationship, life path and mission. And remember, as always, take only what resonates and leave the rest behind. And also make sure to hit the like and subscribe and notification bell if you want to be alerted as to when the next sets of videos are posting. I will have the one coming up for the second half of March here in the next few days. So, all right. Job and career. In the recent past, we have judgment, currently sitting in the energy of justice. And the next level coming in is the tower. So in the recent past, there's been that sense of like awakening and rebirth, kind of that aha moment to some of these lessons. So the judgment card is about, usually it's kind of like favorable judgment by the divine. I equate it generally to if you're taking a class in school, you have to have a test at the end of it. And that's what the judgment card is. It is that exam to see, did you pass? Did you not? I'll pop those up. Oh, that is even worse. I'm going to say pop these up so that way you can see the pictures a little bit better, but maybe that's actually worse to do it like that. So, so it's like taking that final test to see, did I pass, or am I going to keep looping through different lessons? So it's reading that you didn't learn some lesson, like from a work perspective, like there's some repeating pattern that you have not been able to break out of. And the current energy, that push, like that justice push, is trying to find equality, trying to find balance. Like that's the energy that you're sitting in right now. Sometimes it has to do with contracts and like legal things and stuff like that. But like you're trying to sit in this energy of finding the balance, but it seems like you're just struggling with that. And then a tower comes in to kind of level set everything. But let's see, what else can we see here about this tower? So talk to me a little bit more about this tower. What else do we need to know about that? So what was that? The Four of Swords in reverse, and then death. So the Four of Swords in reverse is there's this like sense of just exhaustion and stress and breakdown, and then death. So something ends. So it looks like it looks like here it's been a problem of trying to figure out how to balance everything at work. So a couple things that can either be balancing a crazy workload, so you're trying to balance out the system within your job in general, or balancing your job with the rest of your life, whether it's your job with a romantic partner, or balancing a job with your children or with your family, or whatever the case may be, trying to find that balance. And it looks like that's really a struggle, and something is going to come to an end. So, with the tower and with death coming out, and this is a pretty loud message because of the 5 cards that were pulled. 4 of them were major arcana cards. So it looks like it's a loud message that this is a really big theme for you. And remember, take only what resonates. So if this isn't the picture for you of what's going on at work, then this message, at least as it pertains to the job and careers, is not intended for you. But you'll know if it is, because, like I said, with having the tower and death coming in, that's a pretty strong message that things are going to be changing. Enchanted Forest, mystery, magic, and excitement. And then purification by water, emotional cleansing, and rejuvenation. So something needs to be cleansed for you from a work perspective. And if it's a sense of like people pleasing, that you need to have that emotional cleansing. Like you need to be able to get rid of that belief that I just have to do everything all the time. And then with Enchanted Forest, from a timing perspective, and I'll pull a card with that, we do have the Moon card in here. So it looks like there's some things that are happening behind the scenes. Mystery, like the Moon card in the tarot deck, is also about trickery and illusions. So that card was the Flip card. It says when you're ready. So from a timing perspective, when you're ready to release that, and I'll pull another one, not in the foreseeable future. So it looks like this is a very deeply embedded belief or issue that you're having. And if it's about work-life balance, maybe you had a parent who was a workaholic, something like that. Or, some of these people-pleasing issues are really, really firmly rooted. So it looks like that's what needs to happen in terms of moving through this and getting that purification, getting that rejuvenation. It looks like you're going to keep looping through this cycle until you can heal. So when you're ready means you need to heal and move past what some of those tendencies are that are keeping you stuck like in the hamster wheel. Alrighty, let's take a look at love and relationships. In the recent past, we have the World in reverse, currently sitting in the Lovers in reverse energy. And next level of energy is the Strength in reverse. So with the World in reverse, that's about having frustrations and, looking to try to end out a cycle. Like you're frustrated and it's kind of that sense of wanting to throw in the towel. So the World in the upright, remember, that's like victory and you completed this lesson, this mission, whatever, this phase. And when it's in reverse, it's almost like the frustration of, it just needs to be done. Like I can't figure out how to fix it. I don't know how to do it. Let's just be done. And that's this current energy of the Lovers in reverse is kind of that sense of, disharmony, distrust, imbalance, what do you really want to do? And the Lover's card is also about making decisions. So this card, this is Gemini, card number 6 in the tarot. It's the twins. So it has to do with a lot of communication, but it's almost like that sense of exhaustion of, I don't even want to do this anymore from a relationship standpoint. And with the next level of energy being Strength in reverse, that's kind of that fragile, needy, clingy type of energy. So let's see what other messages are coming through love and relationship wise here. See if we can get any additional clarity there. We have the 8 of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So the 8 of Cups is that like walking away, letting go type of energy. So if you can see that, she turned her back and she's walking away. And then the King of Pentacles, that's that kind of, it's a reliable, secure, like stable type of king energy, but it can also be kind of a detached energy, and so it's almost like, okay, I can't even, and that's the phrase that comes to mind is, I can't even, and I think some of it is, if we're piecing the two of them together, it's like there's been all this looping and this people pleasing, reminds me of, I'll date myself here, the movie Wayne's World, when he's like, it's sucking out my will to live. Almost like your job has taken so much from you, you have nothing left to give and you're just depleted. And it's just that sense of, I don't have anything to give, maybe it just needs to be done. Let's take a look here at life path and mission, and we need to pull oracle cards here on the line for love and relationships. Zen Garden, Inner Sanctuary, looking at finding your peace, and then Moonlight, which is about travel, romance, and potential. So one of the things, we do have the lunar eclipse coming up on March 25th, and then we have the solar eclipse on April 8th. So, so Moonlight, it can have that romantic sense to it, like, oh, having a moonlight walk on the beach, but it also has a sense of, the moon card in tarot is about kind of lies and trickery and what's happening by the dark of night that I just don't know about. And you're being called to kind of find your inner peace. And there's a little bit of that sense, though, of like finding your inner peace in the darkness and just, having that quiet time and just shutting out everything else and being able to really find that peace. And it could be that you do need to take a little bit of a break, depending on where you are in your relationship. That may or may not be feasible to do that. But if you can't take a long one, how can you work in time, maybe even if it's just having some amount of meditation time, like quiet meditation in your room, to be able to try to find that balance, try to find that energy to be able to put something back into this relationship. Or if you're ready to walk away, thinking about how do you do it in the best, most favorable way, least hurtful way. As I was shuffling, the Knight of Swords card came out as well. And the Knight of Swords is about, there's kind of this impulsiveness to it, like just go for it, So it's almost like, all right, let's just go for it. Let's just, but beware to not make, oops, that was crazy, not make hasty decisions. Use that inner sanctuary, that Zen time, to really see what it is that you want to do. All right, let's look at life path and mission. In the recent past, we have the Hanged Man, currently sitting in the Ace of Swords in reverse, with the next level of energy being 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So in the recent past, there's been this like self-imposed reflection and examination, and what is it that I really want to do with my life? There is a sense of like sacrifice as well, but there's also a sense of rebirth and seeing things from a different perspective. So it's like you're trying to figure out what direction to go, and that's where you've been at energetically, and you're currently sitting in this sense of confusion, like you just don't know, call it a lack of focus or a little bit of that chaos coming in, like I just don't know. I've been trying to see things from different perspectives and I just don't know. And the next level of energy coming in is kind of like you're lacking discipline. So this one has to do with, usually it's about like overspending and having financial struggles. But remember, your pentacles, it's not necessarily just money. It's also time, energy, and other resources. So it's almost like you're spending maybe too much time thinking about life path and mission. But let's see what other messages maybe Spirit has. Queen of Wands and Seven of Pentacles. So this is a joyful, kind of courageous type of energy. So, okay, normally Queen of Wands normally is like joy and courage and confidence, but this is almost more like determination. I mean, I don't know, I'm trying to see if I can get to focus on her. She is mean mugging for sure, like, all right, let's get this done. So there is that determination that's going on as well, as you're trying to figure out what to do. And then your Seven of Pentacles is about growth and reward and like wanting to reap some of those benefits. So it's almost like if it almost feels like things are, you've been such a people pleaser up here and things are a struggle work-wise, which has left you depleted. So your relationship is having some challenges, and having the reward and the like reaping the benefits here on the life path and mission. There's two ways kind of that this is reading. One of them is that all of this other stuff is, I'm not going to say a distraction to your life path and mission, but you're focusing down here because it's like, okay, I don't know what to do about this job thing, but you know what? I have purpose in my life. I have mission. This is the path I'm supposed to be on. I guess with this, it's going to be what it's going to be. But then there's also an element of hiding from the problems by saying, okay, rather than focusing attention on how do I fix this, I'm going to focus all my attention down here. So there's a little bit of that is coming through as well. So down here we have achievement, keep focused on your dream, and then amethyst, transformation, certainty, and confidence. So yeah, with those two cards coming out, it comes across more like because of the fact that things up here in turmoil, you're shifting your focus to what is your life path and letting the rest of the cards fall as they may. Because if this part is solid, if this relationship is meant to be, it'll transform. It will transform itself to be in alignment with this. If it's not meant to be, it'll fall away. And almost kind of the same thing here. Like you're going to keep doing this because of the fact that, you feel like you have to, you need money. So you're feeling like you have to, but it's also going to come to this point of, you're so focused down here and you're getting your rewards down here. Once you feel confident and comfortable down here, that's the when you're ready part that's going to come into play. So that's the message that is coming through for pile C. So I hope you found this to be helpful, but as always, take only what resonates and leave the rest behind. And make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell if you wanted to be alerted as to when the new videos are posting to the channel. As I mentioned in the beginning, I will be doing the videos for the second half of March, and those will be coming out in the next couple days. So make sure to check those out. But as always, I wish you peace and joy along your journey. Until next time.